too purple. Well, it's been 43 days now. Welcome back, my friends, to my ongoing descent into insanity that I like to call Riley ranting at a camera because he doesn't have anything better to do with his time. And that's literally all I could bring myself to edit, folks. I mean, I shot the whole video, I made everything perfect, I talked about all my points that I was going to get to, and I just hated it. I opened it up in my editing software, and it's terrible. I mean, it's probably not that bad, and I probably could edit this into a decent video, but no! I'm going to completely reshoot this video, because that's just the kind of person I am. So, I have officially lost my job. I am not getting paid anymore. I'm still stuck on this ship. Still here in this room. Still here on this ship. Still water in all directions. The only thing that's changed now is I'm not pulling in a paycheck. Royal Caribbean has effectively ended everyone's contract on board except for those few people that need to still keep the ship running, you know? There's like a few cooks to make us all food. There's like the captain and some of the executive committee and, you know, the guys that, like, work on the engine and bang hammers on the engine to keep it working and stuff like that. But everybody else, everyone else, is now not getting paid, you know? Everything's shut down on the ship. It's completely empty. It's like a ghost ship now. And everybody's just here. They're dead weight. We're not even allowed to work anymore. I'm not allowed to go into my lighting venue, into my tech booth, and work on lights or do maintenance or anything. Just because that would cause a liability to the company because I'm not getting paid right now. It's so frustrating. So now, not only am I not able to do the thing that I came here onto this ship to do, the thing that I have dedicated my life to, the thing that I get paid to do here on this ship, the thing that keeps me sane, my job, we're also not going to Hong Kong anymore. You know, guys, in the last video, I talked about the fact that we're going to Hong Kong. You know, they told us that we can't do any more crew movements. We can't sign on or off the ship. We can't go home. But, you know, at least we were going to, like, go there and, you know, maybe get some fuel or some food or something. But no, that ship has sailed. No pun intended. It's just off the table. It's not an option. Hong Kong has told us that we're not allowed anywhere close to their port. They just don't want us. Again, despite the fact that everybody on this ship is completely fine and safe and not sick and, you know, everything's great. But now, you know, we're not going to Hong Kong. So, you know, our plan was to change course, not go to Hong Kong, and instead, our plan was to go to Shanghai, China. You know, China was the first country to have the outbreak of the virus. So, you know, they've been experiencing the effects of the coronavirus longer than anyone else. And because of that, they've actually started to get a handle on things. They've started to, you know, wind down the number of cases they're getting. It's fantastic news. But the problem is that because China is getting better, all the people from outside of China that are still getting pummeled by this virus are now wanting to go back into China because it's safe there. And because of that, we're getting instances of cases from outside of China getting seeded back into the country where it started, China, and people are getting Chinese people sick again. So now people in China are actually getting sick again because of foreigners coming into the country. So what China's doing now is they're locking down their borders from foreigners going into China. So they've revoked a bunch of people's visas, they've shut everything down, they're closing ports and airports, and it's crazy. So Shanghai, unfortunately, has officially told us that we cannot come to the port, despite the fact that literally 3 days ago, they told us that not only were we welcome to come to their port and sign off our crew members, they were going to waive all of the fees associated with us docking in Shanghai. They weren't going to charge us any money to pull our ship alongside their wharf, dock, giant ship thing, and they weren't going to charge us any money, and it was going to be great, and everybody was going to be happy. We were going to sign off the ship, take a bus to the airport, get on a plane, and go home. But no. Now, China has told us that we can't have anything to do with them for the time being. Our plan is still eventually to go back to Shanghai. Eventually, our hope is to get off the ship in Shanghai and convince them that we're safe, we don't have the coronavirus, and that we can just go home. But for the time being, because China's starting to see this new spike in cases, we're not allowed anywhere near the port. So 2 days ago, the captain actually just switched off the engines. Just switched off the propulsion system for the entire ship, and we were just drifting out in the ocean with no destination. Now, fortunately, finally, we have found somewhere that we are going to be able to go, at least to refuel the ship and get more food. And that is Busan, South Korea. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Train to Busan, but it's the same city. We're going to the same city in South Korea. We're gonna restock everything. We're gonna get some more fuel so that we can stay alive for the next 2 weeks or so until we figure new things out. And that arrival date has been set for April 3rd. So, that's actually a little bit ahead of the original timetable that we were going to arrive in Shanghai. So, things are good now. The ship's clipping along at a pretty good speed. We're at least going to be able to go to Busan and get some more food and supplies. What's so frustrating with this whole situation is, though, we are constantly having to move from one thing to another. One port will say, yeah, it'll be great. You guys can come here, you can sign off the ship, it'll be fine. And then just a few days later, they completely change their mind. Maybe some upper government agency tells the port agents that you can't come, you're gonna get everybody sick, everybody's gonna die. It'll be terrible, you can't come here, go away. So that's the situation we're in right now. Not only are we not able to get off the ship, obviously, we're not able to go to Hong Kong, we're not able to go to Shanghai, and now we're going to Busan, and fingers crossed that we're going to be able to actually go to Busan and get some fuel and supplies. I'm pretty sure that we will be able to, it's not like we're even going to dock in the place. Just drop our anchor, get some fuel, get some supplies. The boats are going to bring it out to us in the bay. But still, it's so frustrating to have those goalposts constantly move from one place to the next. It's just been this wild informational roller coaster to be told, hey, yeah, you're going home on this day. We're going to get you plane tickets. We're going to get you flights. You guys should actually start thinking about packing. And then, just a few days later, the whole story, the whole narrative changes, and we're back to going somewhere else. So guys, I did tell you that I'm shooting this video again for the second time, and maybe I'm just completely insane and overworking myself for doing that, but I do want this video to be a little bit more engaging and energetic and straightforward. But I did walk around the ship a bunch yesterday and shoot a bunch of, close-ups of just how crazy empty the ship is right now and how weird it feels to not have any guests. So I'm just gonna pump the brakes on this video. I'm gonna bring us all backwards in time, and we're just gonna rewind and look at that footage from yesterday, and then we will figure out what's happening next. Enjoy, guys, or whatever. You don't have to enjoy it. You could just watch it. Don't let me tell you how to live your life. Goodbye. Guys, this room here is 3 decks high. It's the center of the ship. It's the heart of the ship. There's shops and restaurants and cafes and everything. On any day, this time of day, if there were guests on board, there would be hundreds of people in this room, shopping, eating, socializing, grabbing a drink, and it's empty. And you know, when everybody was still working on board, when we still had our contracts, when we still had our jobs, it was still fairly normal. That was a much easier adjustment. But now, I mean, you've seen downstairs, people would be packing the casino on a sea day like this. The slot machines would be getting pulled. People would be spinning the roulette wheels. I don't know, I've never gambled. But you get what I'm saying. It's just empty. It's such a unique experience. I don't think I'll ever experience something like this again in my life. But yes, I am officially unemployed and still stuck on this cruise ship right now. But guys, I'm still fine. They're still feeding us. They're still giving us a place to stay. And they've said that they will keep us on board as long as they need to keep us safe and make sure that we can make it home okay. That at least is comforting, you know? I'm very glad that the company is at least looking out for us and they're not just trying to boot us off in some port with no support network or anything. So, you know, there's a good side to this. Don't forget to wash your hands, guys. I am okay, I promise you. Obviously, I really want to not be on this ship anymore. I want to touch solid ground, but I'm doing fine. Mentally, I'm okay. You know, I'm keeping myself engaged and everything's okay. So yes, don't forget, please wash your hands and I will see you all in the next video. This has been great. People are watching my videos now. They're like, my last video already has like 200 views. That's crazy. The video before that got 27 views, so apparently I'm doing something right. I love you all, guys. I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.